This turned out to be a bigger operation than I thought. There's a little hump of dirt here. That was just a small hump of dirt. And then I started digging. And it turned into this. It was a piece of frost in the ground. And it's still there. I went all the way around it. And you can tell. See? There's ice coming off there. So it's just a frozen chunk of dirt ice. It's dirt all the way through with ice. So what I did is I took, this is like load number 4. And that's how many it took out of there to get it out. And there's a lot of roots and stuff in there. And they're stuck into the ice. So it took quite a bit of digging. Here's a lumber crib. This thing is to put lumber in. It's like a lumber shed. Here's some roof jacks and assorted trim pieces. That's some more substantial lumber here. That's the extent of my lumber. No. This was it's rough sawn spruce. Most of it. Here's some of the boards I cut. What's left? It's a spruce 5/4 board there. Rough though. You can plane it down to 3/4 of an inch for cabinets and such. But check this out. I got a couple timbers and I got these brick things from all over. I found out that an old push mower with no engine on it is a handy dandy thing to move these blocks with. Because I moved them from all over the place. So this is a frost chunk or a frost boil because it boils out of the ground because frozen water occupies more space than liquid water. So this was probably a depression that held a little bit of water and it just froze and pushed up the ground on top of it because it was porous. And you can see the same thing has happened back here on the lumber crib. These old doors, but there's probably ice right in there and it pushed the floor up on the... I'll move these doors and show it to you sometime, but right here there's a bit of a space, as you can see, in between. You might be able to see it this way. You see that? Like, the ground has come up and pushed up this thing off this thing right here. So it's not level anymore. And this one is pushed off too. So there's frost boiling up underneath there. This should probably be jacked up so air can get underneath it because it's an unheated building, and when it gets banked in by snow it creates an ultra cold spot that no sunlight can hit. And possibly if it was jacked up, the snow would drift underneath it. And it wouldn't get clogged with snow, but it probably would. It's sufficing good right at the moment. But I just had to show you this gigantic freaking chunk of ice. So I uncovered it, so tomorrow morning if it's sunny like it was today, it should start melting. And it'll slowly turn into a puddle of water. There's water coming out of there now. But if I were to... Sometimes you can make it squirt out of the ground because it's so wet. But this is what frost does. There's a big old tree root in there. It doesn't kill the trees unless somebody comes in here and smashes them in like I did. So that would be good. It took out that root. Or else I never would have saw it down there. This is AugustusLarch. I'm at the Martian Meadow.